You know, people always think YouTube is the easy part of my job, but honestly, lately, it's been the exact opposite. And no, the title is not clickbait. I'm going to get into that right now. Between work, filming, editing, thumbnails, working on titles, the massive amount of takedown requests I've been getting this year, and all the behind the scenes drama. Sometimes it feels harder to get a video uploaded to you guys than it is to do the actual recovery itself. I mean, you guys see how well Alex, Dave, and I, my dad all work on a rollover. It's like child's play to us, you know? Not to downplay the severity of, the complications of working a rollover, but we do it with smiles. We're always sarcastic. Now, YouTube, I mean, it's not as easy as just hitting record and uploading it. It's like hours and hours of editing. Again, I mentioned the thumbnails and titles, knowing what your audience wants. And lately, as this channel grows bigger, I guess the small percentage of haters, I hate using that word haters, but I mean, really no way else to describe it. For the takedown requests, for example, I've been getting an unprecedented amount of takedown requests. I got two back-to-back ones on that Monson and Trucking Sons, whatever, the dump truck rollover. They called within like the hour, despite, me being okay to film on scene. And then the EV Fire one as well, besides getting permission, then they want to call and take you down later. And I've heard from some of the accounts that people are calling and sending letters like, oh, Pepe has this YouTube channel and they're making fun of you and they're posting you. And that's how it gets to these companies. And a lot of times these people, they don't watch social media. They're not going to watch Pepe's Towing on YouTube. They just take it at face value, pick up the phone and call complaining like, take down now, you're making fun of me. But all my focus is, especially mine, we focus on the synthetic rigging. We focus on the dangers of our job and the crazy jobs we get because no one else can do them. These situations these drivers get themselves into, dangling on freeways, crashing into houses, just the worst of the worst. We do it and we do it with pride, and that's what I want to showcase. So between all that stuff, the takedown requests and new rules with CHP, which I'll get into later on in the video, about not even possibly filming these jobs anymore, it's just been brutal trying to keep up a constant schedule to keep you guys happy. Like I did that one where I lifted 2 trucks with Hulk, and then another video. And most of you guys are cool and understanding, but you get a lot of the fans are like, STFU, we only want rollovers. That's what made you famous. Stick to that. It's not that easy, and I wish you guys could understand. It's also the reason I've been having to do a lot more sponsorship style videos just to kind of keep the channel afloat until I can successfully pivot and, navigate this little mess. And speaking of sponsors, bear with me, guys, because I'm going to get to the juicy stuff and drop some names. But speaking of sponsors, call me corny, but there's nothing I love doing more than coming home from a long day of work, stressful day of work, kicking back and watching Pepe's Towing on my 100-inch TV. And that's not because I like the sound of my own voice, quite the opposite actually. It's because, and I'm going to throw a screenshot in at this point, but 60% of my audience watches my content on a TV. So when I get home from work usually and the kids are asleep, I'll put, my stuff on to make sure it looks good. Because if it doesn't look good for me right here, it's not going to look good for the majority of people. TVs are way different than watching it like on a little screen or a tablet. And if I'm going to be spending hours editing, reviewing footage, reviewing content, and making sure everything's, looking good for you guys, I might as well be comfortable. Cue the sponsor. These are the Valencia Oslo Float Zero Gravity Heat and Massage Theater Seats. I'll say that 3 times in a row really, really fast and you get a free set. So I've been trying to get like super good at theater seating for a couple of years, but if you guys see the acoustics of the living room, it's incredibly awkward. Like it's a ton of open space, which is why I went with the TV over projector. I just couldn't do like a theater room if I wanted. And if you Google theater seating, it's like $6,000 a chair. It's insane for like minimum, and it gets up with all the features. They're incredibly pricey, or they look good online but not in person. I got a set to test, and so far it's been a month and a half since I've had them. But check this out, and I promise I'm going to make you guys a believer. So each one has its own dedicated remote. It's got the ambient lighting all across, as you've seen right now. Go for a little recline. Like I said, I get home. And then sometimes you do like a rollover. I get back super late. This is just like stupid comfy. Now, my top 2 features, I'm going to show you really quick. First, you hit the heat button, and then you hit the massage button. It's got a few different like massage functions. So you get the butt support, the back support, the shoulder, the lumbar. This is awesome. So you leave that on while you watch your stuff, and then bam. This is zero gravity. I'm almost at 180 degrees. So if I look straight up, that's what I'm looking at right now. And so you're not looking at the roof. All you got to do is hit the head button. Now you're in zero gravity mode, heated seats, massage, and your head is angled just right to watch the TV at a perfect angle. Then you got the USB ports on this side and the other side for charging everything. I got armrest compartments to put the control in and all your stuff. In fact, I'm gonna show you what I use my hidden armrest for. Still had the hot Cheetos from the kids. You can change the ambient lighting. It's got premium Italian Napa leather. So when I'm not at work, I'll be doing my editing here and reviewing my stuff here in these seats. I'm gonna put my affiliate link in the description if you guys want them. And if you don't believe me, I priced them out. Trust me. Just Google legit movie reclining or movie theater seats with all these functions, and let me know how much they cost compared to what these cost for a set. So all the people that watch the content on the TV, all 60% of you, highly recommend the Oslo Float Zero Gravity Heat Massage Chairs. Literally no better way to enjoy my content or literally any of the stuff on TV. All right, so now back to the actual video, the drama of what's going on with this channel. So our bread and butter is these heavy wrecks, these rollovers, these massive pileups on the freeway, the CHP car fishing jobs that we get. I mean, the jobs we're working on live freeways with cars whizzing by us and we're like, cool as cucumbers, bringing up tractor trailers over guardrails. That's like the bulk of the stuff that we do that gets all of the good views. And most of you guys watching here probably came from, originally watching the CHP video. Now there could be a huge possibility that that's going to stop. Now, why exactly? I think a lot of it is politics. So per the TSA, when you get on CHP rotation, terms of service and agreement, there's a tiny, a subsection. It's like 2 sentences that, no filming shall be permitted unless given permission. And if you guys see my videos, CHP absolutely loves us in our areas. Half the time they want to come out in it, they wave at the camera, they ask when is this going to be uploaded. I've never in my career of starting this channel ever been stopped by a cop and saying, hey, put that damn phone away, you're not allowed to record, I don't want it. It's never happened. That's because most of the time we use action cameras, they're on a neck mount, The drone I can kind of get. We haven't even had the drone on a CHP job since, I want to say 2025, the mid 2025, a year ago pretty much. So that's irrelevant. I'm not worried about that. But the recording doesn't impact our capabilities to do anything. Now, most people do record for a lot of reasons. And it states actually in the TSA that you can for work purposes or insurance purposes. We get so many of these jobs where the insurance, some guy in Pennsylvania behind a desk is going to say like $10,000 for a tow bill, denied. That's dumb. Not knowing that the tow bill includes the rotators, the rollover, a shifty load correction, all that stuff, a landau transport. So nothing beats having actual footage. I say about once every week, once every 2 weeks at the latest, I'm sending out my footage, even the YouTube videos to insurance. And 99% of the time, I get an instant, okay, where do we send the check to? And it gets your claims paid much, much faster. That's one reason why you record. 2 is to protect yourself, like that mixer guy, the infamous mixer guy now. Guys like that are just looking for trouble, like, oh, as soon as the job's done, I'm going to claim this wasn't damaged or this, that. Everything gets recorded 360 and you could prevent yourself, from future claims like that. Number 3, it's good promotion. I get calls all the time, jobs all the time from people saying, hey, I follow you guys on YouTube, I'm in a bind, or I have this situation and you guys posted a job like this 3 months ago, I want you for the job. Every business has a website, every business promotes themselves online, and we're no different. This is one of those avenues to do it. And 4 is, the clout, to show off. I mean, I love having people reach out from all over the world saying, hey, we're big fans, we follow you on YouTube, keep up the great work. Or I own a towing company in Japan, in Australia, in Northern California, maybe our backyard, that visit us. We get visitors all the time because they watch the channel. So it's awesome to have that fan base and to showcase what we do. Now, I mentioned the haters at the beginning. There's a select group of people in our own backyard, this is the irony of it all. Every single tow company posts their jobs, every one of them. All the big players in my backyard, City Terrace posts their CHP jobs, Jan's Towing, they're pretty big. In fact, Jan's Towing has a social media guy. They have a guy dedicated to filming and editing and posting their content. A lot of it is their rollovers for CHP. Even my buddy Sean from Van Lingen, one of my biggest mentors, he doesn't do content like I do, but they'll post pictures. So all that to say that everyone does it. It's just I have the biggest audience, so I'm going to have the most amount of people looking at me. And if you guys came from my channel from Wrecker Rick, Murphy's Diesel, or you know of him, he went through something similar not too long ago where he got in trouble or there was some drama with highway recording. So he had to stop it, or he decided to stop it and said it's not worth, the politics and the drama. Now for him, it worked in his favor because he was able to pivot to what he does now. And now he's like a brand. Like Wrecker Rick is an icon. He's probably at 1 million subscribers now on YouTube as of the posting of this, I wouldn't doubt. So huge props to him. I mean, he fought the system and won. He didn't let them win by, censoring him. And it sucks because most of the stuff, I mean, it's on highways, it's on public roads. It's not like we're in someone's private yard where I get, okay, yeah, they want the censoring. I don't see anything wrong with it. But it's gotten to the point, like I said, where these haters are doing everything they can by sending letters to all my big accounts trying to steal them. They're sending anonymous letters. You guys think I'm kidding. When I say harassing, I'm talking about like harassing, like writing letters to other CHP areas, the police department, our accounts, different tow companies that I'm cool with pretending to be me. But it's not, because it looks like it was written by a drunk kangaroo with the most atrocious grammar and spelling. Like it's hilarious, the lengths that these haters go to take down this channel. Now, why? I've never met them. That's also one of the funniest parts of all this, is all these different haters that are doing this and reporting the channel and making a big commotion to stop me from posting these jobs and having a YouTube channel. I've never met them. Like I mentioned, the Navarro's guys, I've never met any one of them. Like any one of them. I've only met the owner one time, and it was a positive experience. We were on a call and a bunch of tow companies showed up at the same time, and it was kind of heated, but we squashed it all. And he ended up telling me, like, I'm the son he never had. And he mentioned that hey, that's so cool what you're doing for your dad. You're allowing him to retire. You're taking over. I wish I had that. So that's the only experience I have with that company. That the employees are vicious against me. A lot of others, in the area, like I said, I think it's just because of my popularity that Pepe's is on the map. I'm getting recognized. I'm in all the magazines. I'm doing all these things. I get it. You're going to get people that are jealous. But to go out there and do like these weird smear campaigns and writing these letters and bringing up to CHP like, hey, Pepe's is recording while everyone else is doing it, it's insane. So with that said, I have been trying to do my own pivot. Not as successful as I had planned. I'm trying different things and testing it out there to see what you guys respond to well. Like I said, when I lifted those 2 trucks at the same time, that was pretty impressive in my book. One of them being a heavy on the outside and a medium duty on the inside. But then you get a lot of people like, who cares about this? I only want to see this. And yeah, it's easy to just say like, ignore the small subset. But I have like this perfectionism thing where I just want to please everybody. And who knows, that might be my downfall, because you can't please everybody. But Alex and I have been, hitting the books on brainstorming on what to do. And if the rule does come down where it's official that CHP says, hey, no more posting, or we're not going to be calling you for any jobs, no filming. Okay, we'll adapt to that, which just means that we'll have to focus a lot more on the private sector. Now, we get a lot of private sector work, but like I had mentioned, these takedown requests where manager A might be cool with it and like, yeah, I follow you, that's why I called you, go ahead and post it. And then manager B sees a video after it's uploaded, tells the boss, or they call to complain and say, take this down now, or we're going to sue you. Happens all the time, and we always comply with those people because, they're paying our bills at the end of the day. But to get around that, all that to say that there's precautions I think we're going to have to start doing now, like waivers. I make this sound like this is a Hollywood movie studio. It's just me in my garage, and I'm just filming tow trucks. At the end of the day, that's all it is when you break it down. But that's one good way I'm thinking of protecting ourselves, is signing waivers saying, hey, do you allow us to film and post this on my social medias? That way, when I do get takedown requests, I can, point to that and have a good little background or a good defense for if it wants to get legal. Now, another one is LAPD. LAPD, which is our official police garage contract, is different from the California Highway Patrol. Just think of CHP as freeways and LAPD as streets. It's an easy rule of thumb. Those ones are still good. I haven't had any pushback from that, so we might have to just focus on those jobs, the private sector, and account work. Now, for those of you that love just like the freeway stuff, personally, that's my favorite. That's the ones with the most high stake, the most pressure. Those are the ones I love the most. We do get a lot of private sector work on the freeway. It's not going to be as much as actual CHP stuff, but I mean, it's better than nothing. So like I said, Alex and I are hitting the books on what exactly to do. And Mr. Thad Bailey himself, the makers of all the synthetic rigging I have, linked me up with this company and not far from us in LA that does custom G63 work. So I wasn't kidding when I said I'm going to use that for jobs. I can use that for like winch outs and crazy 4x4ing. Nothing in the sense that like Casey Liddell and Wrecker Rick and all them do, where Matt's off-road. I can't hold a candle to those guys for that, but there's things like that we can do. Alex wants to do things like repair videos or how to. So all you super fans watching, just drop in the suggestion, more content you would like to see more of. I know fleet tours has been a huge one. Maybe now I'll have the time to do it. Maybe I could visit all 14 of our yards, showcase some of the other drivers. Just something so I can have consistent content, because it does bug me when I go a week without 2 videos and I know in my head, like, yeah, my fans are going to hate this. But I am trying my absolute best. I promise you. I know the podcast is our own separate thing that we're doing. So if you guys watch that every Friday, thank you so much for that. In fact, our next guest is going to be Thad and Susan Bailey, talking about synthetic rigging and all that. But we're open to suggestions. Hopefully there will be some kind of meeting where we can like have some kind of agreement with CHP about, filming and posting these jobs. But until then, Alex and I are a couple of smart cookies, so we'll think of ways to, keep you guys entertained, because I still want to have the best towing and recovery channel on YouTube, period. So thank you guys for watching till the end. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your comments on your kind of content you want to see more of, and I'll do my best to focus on that. Well, peace out.